Good morning, everybody. This morning let's start with welcome to Working Horse for Jim. So anyways, this morning we are down in the woods at Paul Smith's College, and today I have Bill and Buck with me this morning. And we just started down on this new job that I was at earlier this fall and moved out of and came back. And I just want to show you a few things that we're dealing with today and maybe even get some advice from you guys that have maybe done this in the past or even doing it now as to some ideas that I have, but we'll talk about that later in the video. So what I've got here right now is we're down at the further end of this log job, and we have, I think there's 3 or 4 big pine yet to come out of the very back part of this lot. It seems like when you're doing a log job, the biggest trees are always on the very outskirts of the job. So as we come to this point right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this drops right off quite a lot down into where these pine are. And I want to get these pine out of here before we get a lot of snow. Because when we get a lot of snow, this big pine is going to pull hard under any circumstances, but to pull it up this hill right here with a lot of snow to restrict it all the more, it would be very difficult. So I'm trying to get these big pine that are down kind of over on the back side of this hill done before we get too much snow. As far as amount of snow that we have right now, there might be close to 1 foot of snow on the ground right now. So anyways, this morning already, I took a walk down in here and then realized I want to show this to you guys. So right out this trail right here, I got one tree out of here a couple days ago when I logged, and I kind of broke my trail up this hill. And today, I want to make a trail down through here and get over into these few big pine that is kind of 3 of them lined right up in a row. One of them is partially dead, I want to show you. One of them is a big double tree, and the other one is quite nice. So there's enough snow here on all the evergreen boughs that it's almost hard to see where you're going and what we're doing. But this is our one tree here, and it seems like all these trees are leading right down the way we're looking right now. So we have this big double tree right here, and then beyond that we have a tree you can't even tell that's marked, but it is. But if you look up, the top is completely dead. There's still green needles on those branches up there, so there's a chance that the tree is still salvageable. So we're going to try and salvage that. And we have a lot of small balsam trees here that we'll have to cut to get into that. And I'm either going to cut that one first, or I might cut this one right here first, because this one here is going to lay down right beside that one, and it'll actually help pack a road. Okay, so this is what I ended up doing. I ended up cutting the tree that's dead down, and I'll take you over and show it to you. The balsam in here in places are so thick you can just hardly get through. It's going to take a lot of work just get a trail back to these trees. But that's just what happens when you're logging. And so I'm going to have to cut all through this stuff to get back here. But here's our tree. And even though that top is completely dead, the butt part is not a thing wrong with it. So we'll get several logs up through here, and so now I just have to cut my way back through that mess and get a trail out to the main road so I can skid these out of here. Okay, as you can see, I've got some of a trail through there. It's a pretty rough trail, and I hope to get turned around right here. And then I should be able to back right up to this butt log, first 16-footer, and take that out of there. We'll see how it goes. Brenda's actually coming in in a little bit to film, and then we've got to go get the skid steer from the other landing. And right now this landing, I ended up getting a new key for it, and hopefully that will work out for us. So we'll get this log ready, get the horses hitched on. Happy back. Happy back. Back here. Back up here. You did that. Oh. Good boy. Like that. And here comes Brenda.
Hi, we are really back in the brush today. Jim said there's a lot of balsam here, and there sure is. It's just really all around. And these guys are enjoying snacks here and making everything smell balsamy. The brush in here is just crazy. Makes it so hard to work.
Okay, we got a few limb.
Billy. Coming through, honey.
Oh, nice down. Bye. Bye. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we got this hitch out and I want to hitch onto my dray and take a load up to the landing. But kind of what I was hoping to get advice from you guys is the best way to, what's your thoughts on getting these logs at the landing. Now, this job is such that I will just skid tree length, or not tree length, but log length, partial log, you know, 2 log length, whatever, to this pile here, and then I'll load it onto the dray. For right now, I wanted to show you how I do that. And I've shown you this before, last year, I guess during the winter time I showed it quite a bit. But even then I went back and forth between the dray and the sled, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to bring my sled back in here. I've got some few options of that I could share later on in a different video, but I want to, even right now, we'll hitch onto the dray and go out with 1 load now, because we need to go and get my skid steer. That's why Brenda came up to help me get that. So let's get loaded up and I'll show you how it goes with the dray. A couple steps. Back. Cheer, cheek, cheek, yep, back, cheek, cheek, oh, back, oh, hope. So this sat for a couple days here and kind of froze in, so that's why I grabbed my PV to break it free. Oh. 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 When I'm using this dray, I have to make sure I have my safety pin in the bottom of the pin so I don't lose that. So I'll get turned around and see if we can get loaded up. Who? Cuffs up. Oop, geez. Calf. Ah. G. 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 Ah. G. 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 Oh. Ah. Ah. G, 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 calf, calf. Oh. So the first thing I have to do when I'm using the DRAY is to get the chains ready before I put the logs on. So I have one chain on this side, and it depends if I'm going to put on one or two logs as to how I do it. Today I'm hoping to put on two logs. So I have one log there and one log here, and that means these chains go up through the center of these logs and loop around like that and get bound together with the chain binder. So let's start it up and get it loaded up. What I need to do is bring chains up to the center and throw them around, and then they'll be slid into place the way that I want them. It takes quite a long chains to do this, especially on this big wood. And hopefully we'll have enough. It's a warm enough day. I'm getting wet today. So as I'm binding this up, I'm actually, oh my goodness, I gotta swap binders too. I gotta, man, binder. So I'm pulling these logs together, getting them bound up, but it doesn't really have to be really tight, because as soon as they start, the logs will actually slide back a little bit on the dray and everything will tighten right up. So it's not a big deal if I don't get it perfect, but we are good to go. Let's see how they take this up the hill this morning.
You want me to get ahead?
You're gonna have to ride.
I'm just gonna go down there a little ways.
Nice step. Oh.
I'm not really sure that I want
Come around
to.
this way and get on.
Not
Yeah.
really sure I want to ride.
Here.
This horse right here is ready to roll.
Catch that. Oh. Adjust my lines. Might have to still adjust them, but
Huh?
I might have to still adjust them some more. I got that.
What were you doing to adjust the lines?
Just put the Buck's line on top of Bill's line, but see their heads are stuck together like that?
Yeah.
And I'll stop again and I'll fix that. Spread them out a little bit. I don't know why they're that way. They went that way the other day, but oh.
You slow right down after a bit. Has Buck been working like this ever since you started logging with him down here? Like, he just is so, like, revved up.
Yeah. But he still hasn't worked enough to be.
So you're quite confident all he needs is just a little more work.
Yep. Hip, 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 hip. Remember, this is a Monday morning.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know if it was like, you
Hip,
know,
hip, hip. I stop.
yeah, because it was Billy or.
So as we're heading up this hill, I would say, we're not going to walk this load all the way up the landing, but this load right here, I would guess it would pull both those logs probably about the same amount of weight, because this one's a lot longer, it's smaller but longer. So if I was to go without the dray, one of those is all I could probably, I would say one of them would pull as hard as two of them are on the dray. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a big improvement to have this dray. But I'm thinking I'll probably go back to the sled, so everything is off the ground and on a sled that slides so nicely. Cuff step.
Well, you can compare back now, you know, and see what you think.
Oh. As you might have heard, I was just kind of continually coaxing them up that little stretch because it does pull hard, but I do somewhat know how much they can do and how much they can handle, and a lot of times a horse will stop before, you know, stop before he needs to, and yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes with horses.
I wonder how they do if they just started out slower. They start out so, you know, running, and then they just like,
Oh, you watch this time though, right now though. Oh, a calf step. You gotta remember there's a tremendous load behind them.
Yeah, and they have to get the momentum.
And these two are really, really good pulling horses. And so, you can tell by the way they start these loads that it pulls hard.
Yeah.
Oh. And calf step. Oh.
Well, you've probably already told everybody and everything, but so what you're doing is just when you come out for like lunch, then you're bringing the load, but otherwise you're just keeping it all down there until you get your sled.
That's true.
Set up.
I'm not bringing out a load every, you know, I'm stockpiling kind of on the bottom of the hill, kind of short hauling it, I guess you could say. And then when I have my sled set up, then I would just come down here and haul. That's sort of what I'm thinking anyways. Even today, right now, this hitch here, I'm almost regretting taking both of these. I mean, it's a lot of weight and a lot of footage there for a pair of horses. But it's just, they can handle it, but it's, I've had to stop quite a few times on the way up this hill.
And you have to stop quite a few more.
Careful.
Really?
Bill has not. He needs to have his shoes reset and put drill techs on, and that will help him from slipping coming up this hill. So one of the things I really like about this DRAY is when I get to the landing, right now, as you can see, I got kind of logs scattered over here a little bit. I worked, this is my second day in here, and I got logs scattered because I don't have my skid steer here, and I need to get my skid steer here to be able to pile these logs up. But anyways, one thing I really like about this DRAY is when I get to landing like this, I can take my chains off, and then I can just pull out from underneath it, and it falls right to the ground, which is really nice. Cuff step. Oh, that's a very easy way to unload logs. When I have my sled, I'll have to use the skid steer every time I come out. I'll have to start that up to be able to get the logs off of the sled. So,
unless you want to roll them off.
yeah. Okay, so now we got to go get our skid steer. Good?
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Okay, now we got the skid steer here. We're ready to do some more serious logging. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.